We are a praying university.
It is the means by which decisions are made and dreams are born.
I really think prayer is really everything at DBU.
DBU is here because of prayer.
There's a special spirit here at DBU, and it's the Spirit of the Lord.
I see God every day in big and small ways, and He's working all around us.
Prayer has been the difference at DBU. It's really become a part of the essence of who we are as a university.
We are people of prayer.
This is what God has called us to do.
I've heard the stories of Dr. Cook's earliest days at DBU, of how he enlisted prayer partners because he knew that it would take the intervention of God to sustain the school.
And our goal was to find 1,000 senior adults who would pray every day for DBU. And it took us about a year to do that. But just as soon as we got all those prayer partners together, and just as soon as all the students and faculty and staff began praying, we started seeing miracles happen every day at DBU.
Working in the prayer ministry makes it easy for me to see prayer at work at DBU. Every day, hundreds, if not thousands of prayers are lifted to God's throne from this hilltop.
We're able to see prayer taking place not only in the classroom, but in the athletic field, to the vice president's meetings. In every aspect of what we do, we know that we're no greater than our prayer life.
I think we could pray for nothing more important than our students' lives be transformed by the touch of Christ, and that our students hear Him when He calls.
To know that a faculty member is praying for you personally gives you tremendous strength to continue on in your most difficult moments, because you know you're not alone.
I pray that God will make His tabernacle here on this campus, on top of this hill.
There's a story in the history of DBU about a gentleman who walks in the library in 1966 one day and said that 30 years earlier, he and a friend were walking the foothills of Dallas and came across this plot of land overlooking Mountain Creek Lake.
And one began to be impressed as they started up the hill. You know, this would be a wonderful place for a Christian university. Well, we should just pray about it. And they went to their knees and asked God 30 years before there was a DBU.
The nations of the world will stream to this mountain, and there God will lead them in the way they should go. And I felt it also applied to this Christian university,
whose students are not just Baptist, but from every race and creed and belief they come.
Students are transformed here, and they're ambassadors for God, and they're used by God for His kingdom all over the world.
Whenever you have a faculty and staff that comes together and prays over their students, we join with God in what He's doing in the life of that student.
We live in a very uncertain time, all the more important to seek God for His divine intervention in the work that we're doing to produce Christian servant leaders, prepared, equipped, and ready to go transform the world for the glory of God.
Our world today needs what DBU offers.
We think about how we're preparing students to go out and transform the world on a daily basis. I mean, that is a part of the heartbeat of who we are.
The Lord has provided time and time again. Whatever our needs are, we can just count on Him to come through.
God is answering prayers here at DBU.
As our culture changes, we're going to pray harder. We're not going to retreat or back down from what God has called us to do.
We need men and women of faith, a deep and abiding faith, who will seek God and intercede on our behalf, praying that God would protect us and He would grant us the courage to do His will.
DBU has to be here. DBU has to be a place that we can send out transforming servant leaders into the world to make a difference.